There we go.
Hello!
It's live.
Merry Christmas! Merry Christmas!
Merry
We're
Christmas,
live.
everyone. Happy holidays.
It is the Mego. Twas the night before Christmas, and all through the house there was Paul Clark with the Christmas tree and Jason the photographer. It doesn't rhyme, but it's true.
Who's that photographer? Who's that man?
Jason Seville in his favorite Star Trek uniform. We have Kevin Miss 365, Mr. Frank Wojo, and myself. And we might have some other people come on in a little bit. Downtown Scotty Brown here. Mr. Clark, you've done it, sir. You have pulled off what many people call the ninth wonder of the world. Paul Clark's amazing Marvel set, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, and that's my bedroom. We don't need to see, but
hey, I want to ask Paul a question real quick. Paul, is that are you glowing, or is that just the tree reflecting off your face?
He's actually glowing. Good call, Frank.
I'm already drinking, so
there you go.
He's glowing. He's salty.
You deserve
Paul
to be
looks great, man.
Looks great.
This set is the result of Marty, Bruce, and Joel doing everything to make this deal happen. I just sit there like an idiot and say, I'd like to make superheroes. And they go out and make it happen. I don't know how it happened, how they say, Marty goes to Disney and says, you want to make Mego Marvel figures. And they go, oh, yes, we do. We've been working on this since November of last year. That's when the conversation started. I brought in all my boxed figures, all my boxed Marvel, and we lined them up in the conference room, in the boxes. And I brought in the diamond sets I did, stacked them, put them all around. And we went on the call, and the people from Disney were like, wow, that is awesome. Are those originals? And I was like, yes, we have them all. Yes. They already had a list of what they wanted to do. They had visuals,
Really?
And they said, well, what do you think? I'm like,
were they aware of what Mego was and what Mego?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Oh yeah.
They even knew. They showed. I think at the first meeting that I wasn't at, they showed Bruce the diamond select sets I did, and they go, well, do you know about these?
Right.
And Bruce is like, we got the guy who made those.
Wow, really?
Yeah. Very cool.
So, it's like, they're like, can we do those? We can do anything you want.
I mean, were they grow up with Mego, or was it just a thing they were just aware of Mego?
Like everybody. They're at varying ages,
Okay.
but a lot of these people are young.
Right.
But they all know Mego. They know Marty,
Yeah.
Look, in the internet age, it's not, if you want to find out about something, it'll take you, 10 minutes.
Sure.
To find, a backstory, But Marty, it all starts with Marty. He has 60 years of, more than 60 years of toy contacts and, industry contacts.
I've noticed younger people, starting to really take notice of this type of figure as opposed to the painted clothes and stuff like that. Paul, do you think, because it's been since 2018 since these things have been on the shelves, more or less, right? Do you think that this, just being cycled through, society since 2018, again, do you think it's starting to grow on the younger people to where, I'm seeing people picking these things up that I would have never thought,
You got Hot Toys and Sideshow, which has done cloth figures of a high end with a lot of detail the whole 12-inch, 1/6 scale has always been fabric costumes. And they've usually leaned more towards military or historical,
Right.
but they've been keeping it going with that. Mezco, who's a Mego fan,
Yeah.
Mez, the guy that owns it, I was at his office. My old partner Joe and I were talking to him about, trying to make Freddy, Jason, and Leatherface, as
Mhm.
Megos, because he had the license. And I realized in talking to him, he was an old Mego guy. He was a Mego fan.
Okay.
So when he came out with the 1/12 scale, which is 6-inch
Right.
fabric, he appreciates how fabric adds another dimension. That just painting plastic just kind of leaves. I mean, it's been 50 years almost since Star Wars
Right.
made everything hard plastic. Well, I mean, Mego was first, but the
Yeah.
comic action heroes were kind of small
Mhm.
and not well detailed.
Well,
So it wasn't much of a competition.
I think to Scott's point, Paul, I think we might start seeing we're seeing a little bit of a turn towards that, because I'm seeing a lot of people like the Four Horsemen and the Valorverse, like the hard plastic figures, now coming with like cloth capes.
Right.
Cloth.
Because fabric gives you tactile.
Right.
It
Yeah.
gives you much better. I mean, Mego, the problem with Mego was we want to take the clothes off.
Yeah.
They were made for kids to be able to remove the clothing and
Right.
wash it and clean it,
Interchangeable,
like Mezco, he glues his outfits right in.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, I said that to him, like, well, wait a minute, how do I take the clothes off? He goes, you don't.
You don't.
Right.
I realized the way to get a
What's the
better
point?
skin
Yeah. Right, Kevin.
was to glue it all in.
Yeah.
And I said, how do you prototype at this size? He goes, I don't. The factory does it.
Okay.
I send them artwork and they produce the prototypes too. And I was
Wow.
like, boy, am I knocking myself out for nothing?
There you go.
So I'm
Well,
going to replace you guys with,
It shows. No, it shows.
our sculptors and seamstresses with,
Right. It shows.
yes.
So, Paul, tell us a little bit. I know a lot of people have been asking, I've seen on all the message boards, why can't I just go into a store and buy these figures? Why do these have to be Disney?
Why can't you?
Why can't we just,
Yes, because we don't control distribution.
Okay.
Because we are doing production for Disney. We didn't get a license. Okay? We did not have to pay millions of dollars for a license.
Okay.
Disney said, we want you to make this product for us.
Gotcha.
And we will distribute it through our channels.
Okay.
And hey, we'll even include you in the conversations. We'll
Right.
even ask your opinion.
Okay.
And then we won't even put our logo on your box. That's about
Well, actually, I expected Disney to want some, Disney.
Some real estate somewhere on it.
Yeah. So even on the outer box, they only just say Marvel.
Right.
It's I have to admit, I really expected a lot more signage to be put on there.
and
So-
you see I don't know if you can see this if you've got a final box, but I like the 1973. I'm sorry, I got the wrong camera.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. No, I do. On all the interior boxes.
Yeah.
Oh
We want
shit!
the-
I've been showing all this like this. There's because it's not the
Yeah.
camera. I'm sorry.
You know what it is? Way, our graphic artist, worked from the original boxes. I brought them all into the office, and they're still there. And
Sorry, 1973 everything.
And he saw 1973 and said, oh, okay, that's what I put down. And I was like, what the heck? I was like, it's not, oh, why, go ahead. My biggest concern was that people would try to pass them off as originals.
Well, there are enough differences, though. I mean, if you hold them side by side.
It's not by accident.
Right.
Some
Sure.
of it is, but Way chose a more a better version of the Green Goblin image.
Right.
Mego used a flat one. When they
Gotcha.
this has more 21st century coloring.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it looks a little. It's the same thing, but anybody who knows what they're looking at will be like, "Hey, wait a minute, this didn't come out." And there's a few little things. The item number on the sides. They're definitely new item numbers. You
Right.
know.
So, Paul, let me follow up with that because I just saw something from Vincent. So, really, with this deal with Disney, there was no option or even any conversation about putting them anywhere. Disney wanted control of that. Disney wanted to release them through their own channels.
Yeah, no, it wasn't like Mego said, "Oh, you know what? You should just put them in Disney stores."
Right.
You know, we would have loved to, but then it's a whole nother ball game. You know.
Sure.
Then it's Hasbro says, "Hey, we have the master toy license. We're control the channels. You know,
Gotcha.
we're not going to let you put a product out there that doesn't say Hasbro."
Right.
You know, that's what the Hasbro Plus thing was in a way.
Yeah.
That was Marty's first foray into, hey, let us do Marvel Megos.
Right.
And they're like, well, okay, let's try a program.
Gotcha.
Let's hit G.I. Joe and Ghostbusters, and we'll talk about Marvel, you know. And, you know, after Ghostbusters, it was like, okay, how about Marvel? They went, nah, I don't think so.
Well, what was the overall thing with G.I. Joe and the Ghostbusters? I mean,
What do you mean?
how did it grade in the end with them?
I don't think personally, Paul can speak to his opinion. I don't think they ever got it. I don't think they ever promote. Well, you know, that's just, but go ahead, Paul.
I don't know. We don't know. And everything is speculation.
We don't.
We're not,
again, I was
I'm not in those conversations. Neither are you guys.
right.
Neither is anybody on the keyboards, you know. And it's like, you know, Hasbro, right, way back, I asked Marty to bring back Mego in 2004. And he was like, all right, well, I don't really want to. It was family business that ended badly. I don't want to open that up again.
Right.
Okay. But he's like, you're interested in it. He goes, let me talk to my friends, the president of Mattel, the president of Hasbro, and see if they're interested.
Okay.
That led to me doing retroaction with Mattel.
Right.
I mean, you know, that was Marty making a phone call and saying, hey, why don't you do this with my guy? You know.
Gotcha.
And it was in Toys R Us. It did fine, but you could tell that people at Mattel, when we met with them, was like, we're kind of like, I don't know why we're doing Mego's old stuff when we could be doing our own things.
Right.
And it was kind of like, you know, there's a certain segment that believes that, you know, why are we doing this with somebody else, you know?
I mean, at the time, for me, I mean, I thought they were great at the time, but you compare that to what you're doing now. I mean, this is just like,
yeah.
Well,
Paul,
now I have control.
By the way,
yeah.
Hey, listen, by the way, I'm gonna say this to you. I'm looking straight at you. Paul, I haven't said this, but I think these are perfect. I think right. Everything is just
they're perfect. Not, but nothing is ever perfect.
Don't think it's ever that kind of perfect.
And if it was perfect, it would be a counterfeit. And I don't
because look, man, there's something about like these new bodies and the way that they like the suits fit. Look at the collarbone, man. I mean, to me, it's a step up. Oh, I know people are gonna hate that, but I think if I was a kid,
right?
If I was a kid and this came and Mego released this type of figure, just like my reaction when Fantastic Four and Conan came out, as opposed to what was before that, I was like, oh my god!
Right. It's the evolution of development,
right?
And that's what this looks like to me. I love the way that he looks like a hero. I mean, even though he's a villain, but you know what I mean. He looks like, you know,
the profile, the body.
When Mego came out with the Type 2, the first figure I got on that was Green Arrow. And I remember being 11, 12, sitting there with the costume pulled down and just staring at that torso.
Yeah.
And I was like, this is so much cooler than what I had gotten with other Megos, you know. And it's that same thing. It's an evolution of.
Sure, yeah. I mean, but you did an evolution here. That's what I'm trying to tell you. I mean, I'm not easy to I just love the way it looks. I really do. I'm like I'm back. How do you say it? Like I wasn't like I was ever out of it, but like the last couple of years, I'm like, eh. But when I saw these, I told Frank, I was like, dude, are you kidding me? You know, and the choice. I think this is brilliant. Spider-Man, these are like 3 of his best foes. You know, this is like my Spider-Man. You know what I mean? Not like I just love it. So check this out. So Mark C, he's kind of making a statement that he's loving the Marvel reissue, but he's wants to know what the thoughts are. Do we think it's like a double-edged sword? Like if Fantastic Four comes out, is his mint set going to be in jeopardy of value or just stuff like that? And I do have something to say about that real quick. The Lizard and Goblin are two of the ones that are go for high value. In the secondary market, like Lizard, I have a couple of them ready for a toy show. I'm like, wow. And then when you came out with this, honestly, it's great that you can get them now. So yeah, it won't hurt the overall value, but it makes it a little bit less in demand.
My biggest concern is people are going to see these and think that they're vintage. People will be passing them off as vintage. You know, that's what I worry about is these you never hurt the vintage market with reproductions. In the furniture market, you can have a 300-year-old desk and it sells for about the same price as a reproduction of that 300-year-old desk. Because some people just like the look. Some people want vintage, material. You know, they want a vintage piece. They don't tank the vintage prices. It just brings in more fans. If anything, over time, what you see is the vintage goes up higher because more people are interested in it once they have the reproduction.
Right. Exactly. That's the other way to look at it. Exactly. Now let's go back and get that first edition one, that one. But I think there's a big enough difference even on Spider-Man. Like I said, they look slicker. You know, this looks more like they look more realistic. You know.
Okay. I mean, I have to admit, I have to go back to the factory when we're doing the next set and say, listen, I really don't like that shininess to the spandex. I'd rather a matte finish. Now that may just be me, but
I don't think it's that. It's kind of cool. It actually looks shinier on camera. Mm-hmm. So does the heads kind of in a little bit, but not like Ghostbusters shiny. So it doesn't bother me. Okay. Oh, we keep losing Frank. I think he's having technical difficulties.
Don't worry. Yeah. He won't go far.
He won't go far. He can still hear us right now. So I'm trying not to say anything too bad. Okay, why is the comment thing is acting wonky? So I don't know how many minutes it was after the first set was posted with those first Jason shots on Facebook, but I would imagine it was under 10 minutes before somebody asked what's coming next.
Yes, that's great. It's a lot better than. Oh, cool. Yeah.
Oh, and there was one. I think there was no hard passes, which I'm glad because we would have definitely had to jump on him.
So he's like, yes. I'm like I care.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, you don't want these? Yeah. Okay. Bye.
We're not gonna. Yeah, that was a bad idea. He's gonna pass. Let's not do them now.
Let me call Disney and go, hey, that guy said no, he doesn't want this.
Oh, snap.
Send everyone home. Shoot. See, I get nasty when I drink.
You're all right. I got to send.
Yeah, see, there's like a, like I said, it wasn't something that was like,
nope.
Like when we did the Diamond Select Captain America Mego, it actually really was shiny and I couldn't stop it.
Yeah.
I had no control over production on that. I did the prototypes, and it wasn't my factory, and nobody wanted my opinion.
Did Ed Nagy have anything to do with these, or
Yeah, Ed did the silk screen
yeah,
because Brian Leitner for the prototype. Brian Leitner did the electro, did electro with, but he like glued on stripe, the lightning bolts, and I was like, well, we're not going with that, but I need a pattern to send the factory.
yeah.
So Ed Nagy was available, which a lot of times he's not. I'd use him for a lot more things, but he also actually he also did Spider-Man.
Yep.
So I was already talking to him about Spider-Man anyway, because he did the circle suit for the Diamond set, So I went out to him and said, okay, now we need the regular suit for this one. So Ed Nagy's known all about this and kept his mouth shut.
He's a good man. What about because I'm really actually intrigued about the possibility of revisiting, like maybe a circle suit Spidey with 3 other. I'm thinking, I don't know, Craven, Mysterio, and
Rhino.
I sent Disney a list of 20 Spider-Man villains.
Who's your pick, Paul? Who's your favorite? Come on, I know you got to have about.
No,
4,
I don't.
do.
I don't really. It really is a matter of how much they're interested in, how deep they want to go. I give options, and then if they said to me, give me a list of 3, I would probably base it on how fast could I turn them around and when they want to get it out. Right. Hobgoblin would, in terms of popularity, Hobgoblin's definitely one I'd love to do. The Vulture.
Oh yeah,
nice one.
Nice look, easy to do. And probably the Rhino, but that's a whole nother ball of wax.
Yeah, it is.
That's just. I mean, I don't know. I look at some of the stuff that I see. I'll tell you later. But
I'm sending. I'm sorry, guys. I'm trying to get Brian on.
Posted. Yeah, and Doc Ock. Yeah, Doc Ock was probably, but see, Doc Ock is problematic because of doing the tentacles.
I was just going to say, could they get into something with that much detail?
Well, but it's tooling cost.
Yeah, exactly.
That's your biggest problem. Is anytime you do stuff like this, the Goblin bag already had tooled, so we didn't have to do that. But the boots we had to do. But they're blow mold, so they're cheaper than injection. But every time, the heads have to be done. But hey, Brian.
Hey, Brian.
I guess you replaced Frank.
Sorry.
Second shift. Frank.
Yeah.
I guess his wife said, "Frank, get over here."
So, can you guys go over what you just talked about for?
Yes, I've been talking my head off. I'm holding court. Screw it.
Oh yeah, no, that's fine. You should.
This is my victory lap.
Yes, it is.
That sounds like less work for me.
I am waiting for your video, Brian.
Which one,
Brian?
Of the Spider-Man.
Yeah, I'm actually looking.
Oh yeah.
You are look. I'm sorry, but not to put pressure on you, but. You're the professor.
I really actually have I've dug the last couple I've done, especially the Atlas one, because that was just so much. That was such a geeky deep dive. I really enjoyed it. So I'm looking forward to this one, and I'm sure a lot of folks will do it, and I hope more folks do review it.
Yeah, but you review like a college professor. It's informational, and it's measured, and it's detailed, and then you do the silly montage. But
no, we like the music. We like the music.
Yes, great.
I use that one. joke and just couldn't stop using it.
And Brian's such an expert in this. It literally is, to me, it's my grade. If he
Oh, that's
says
cool.
Oh, nice.
this looks terrible, I'm devastated. But tell me,
Yeah, no, yeah, I'll definitely do that. But I'm actually really looking forward to the set. From what I've seen of it, it looks really fun.
we just have to get Canada Post to come off strike.
They are back.
Oh,
All right.
oh, good.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah. See, I got the ninjas I bought off Greg Mason
oh, that's great.
eight weeks ago yesterday, and it was like, oh yeah.
Can I tell you a quick story? And this is why I can't do this for Brian, even though I would love to. So when these things first it was a couple of weeks ago when they first came out, so I'm like, oh, cool. And somebody that I kind of know, Stuart Croft, had just came from Orlando store, and he said, man, I just got mine. And I sent him a message. I said, hey, if you want to go back in there and get a couple, I'll send you PayPal right now. He goes, oh man, I already left. I'm like, yeah, that's cool. So then a couple of days later, that's when everybody started talking about Disney shoppers. So I'm like, oh, okay. So I joined a bunch of Disney shopper groups, and then I sent somebody a message, and then Frank says, oh, and then somebody replied, and then I messaged Frank, and I'm like, hey, if you don't have anything, this person replied, and Frank's like, oh yeah, I know, because I was just talking to them, and I sent them to you. So without even thinking, I said, okay, cool. Well, and I put in the Disney shoppers things, I'm looking for 2 sets. So she replies, oh, so you wanted 2 sets, and Frank says, oh yeah. So I said, sure. So I got 2 sets, and then about 2 hours later, somebody contacts me, and it's from Frank. And now I got 2 more sets. And then Stuart messaged me like an hour after that and says, hey man, I went ahead and I went back and I got you a set and blah, blah, blah. So I literally
hoarding.
So you're the one buying them all?
Yeah, so you're hoarding.
I have a box.
Yeah,
full
you're
of sets.
scalping.
You
No.
stop.
If I was scalped, not really, but it only cost me about $750. I'm joking. It's just because I'm joking. It was I didn't plan on getting, I only wanted 1 set, maybe 2. And then because I thought it was your person, Frank, oh yeah, sure. But then it wasn't your person. I'm like, oh, and then she didn't send tracking. Then it's because then now Frank and I are thinking we got duped. And then she did send tracking. She's a great person. I think it's Tammy and who's the other one?
With Tammy and Shannon, is that the other one?
Shannon, Tammy and Shannon, they were absolutely great. They came through. They helped
Florida.
They helped us out. They charged. It was like 115 per set. But the set's about with tax about $100, and then
and I can tell you,
shipping from California
them,
and their gas to get it.
Yep, it was worth it.
That's all I got. I wanted to tell that story, Brian. Guys, it's the rest is you. I just had it.
Yeah, no, I'm curious how people are getting them.
Yeah,
well, I got it all right. I'd love to send you a set. If it could get there tomorrow, I'd send it.
So,
No
Brian,
worries, man.
you do know that Sunday.
Yes.
I mean, it's
Sunday at
Canada.
11
Weird things happen,
Eastern.
Yeah, you're making me get up early on Sunday.
Well,
11 p.m. Eastern.
Yeah,
Stand up
God.
And
Uncivilized hour.
People may not know, but there's a 25% off coupon floating around too.
Really?
Yep.
I'll post it in the ambassador group once I find it again.
Oh, sure.
Yep.
Yeah,
actually pretty
you're just trying to bankrupt Disney, aren't you?
Hey,
They need the
Merry
money.
everybody.
Well, listen, there is a disclaimer on select items, so who
Yeah,
knows when you
true,
put in your
true,
card
Kevin.
if it'll
May not
actually work with the set.
You're right. It may
Please,
not
you
work.
can't. They own the Condor Man franchise. You can't bankrupt them.
So
And that
Brian,
wacky Star Wars thing.
Whatever that is. Yeah,
That's-
that flash in a pan.
Right.
Oh, neat. Yeah,
I was
that's
telling
just
Paul-
so fun.
I think they're perfect. Yeah, I really do.
Well, gee,
That's a tail.
somebody
Let me
should show
tell you.
Green Goblin, I guess.
That is a tail.
Ed Nagy did the silk screen. Did the pattern. I think, yeah, for Green Goblin or did I have anyway?
So much better
It
than
was it.
what was it? The famous covers released like Aunt May, like in the first wave.
No, that was a mail away.
He was a
Yeah,
male.
I know, but it was like, why?
Right.
Even,
Yes.
Right.
Nobody.
Like the fifth
is-
figure.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you got to get the Ant-Man ready.
Yeah.
Did you?
So that,
Yeah, and
hey Paul, that Aunt May's in the next wave then,
Yeah. Yeah. She's
I don't listen. I don't
Aunt
think
May, Uncle
So
Ben.
nothing.
right? Right. Exactly.
listen.
Mary
I don't
Jane.
think
Yeah,
I don't
Jane
think
and-
anybody
and,
can top who famous. I don't think anybody can top famous covers realism of Aunt May. If that didn't look like a real person, what does, right?
you know,
Right.
Aunt May had giant Slenderman hands.
Yeah, yeah,
They were
yeah.
scary. They were scary. They were like,
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
I think I wrote an article years and years ago for Topless Robot of the scariest female action figures, and it was like between her and Barbara Bain, her little 3
Oof.
3/4 inch figure from Space 1999, which is just a man's body and a tiny head on it.
How did comic book heroes Wonder Woman? How did she?
Well, yeah,
fail?
that's the most
Right.
infamous, where it looks like Alan Alda as
Yeah.
Wonder Woman. Yeah.
exactly, exactly.
But I gotta say that the second version of comic action superhero Wonder Woman is beautiful. It's really cute.
Is it a straight leg?
No, I mean they did a course correction in that line. The first one was definitely a man, like a
Yeah.
really mannish face, and the second one they did her more like the Golden Age Wonder Woman, where she kind of had a little bit of curls and she's
Yeah,
very
okay.
pixie-ish.
Yeah.
And it is like they really autocorrected. Like I gotta
didn't know
think that something got lost in the mix there, or something got jumbled, because it just, like, when you look at that early, comic action hero Wonder Woman, you're like, yikes.
That's a
You know?
I
man.
thought it was.
Yeah,
I thought it was a
it's-
heroes in action guy.
Yeah, no, it was like a
Yeah.
big chin,
Yeah.
and but the
Shoulders.
next one looks. I swear something just got mixed up. I'll
Listen,
never know.
when I did the prototypes for the Target figures,
Yeah.
Marty looks them all over and he goes, "Wonder Woman's ugly. Everything else looks great." And I went, "Okay, I'll tell Andy. He can't sculpt women."
Right.
And so Marty could have seen Wonder Woman at Toy Fair and went, "The hell is this? Fix this."
Yeah.
'Cause that's usually how it comes out.
Usually, right? All right, Paul.
Oh, Frank.
Oh, he's done
Why
again.
do you?
Difficulty.
Why do you keep
Frank's
doing
the one
that?
who's drinking.
Hey, my computer stopped working, so I'm on the phone. So I
Oh, because the
apologize.
beauty with the computer screen is it looks like you did a flip.
I did.
Yeah,
actually.
right.
I'm back on my seat. All right,
Like
look,
you
Paul.
can't handle the idea that the camera view is actually going over.
Exactly. It's like
So
it's a
we're like,
structure.
that guy must be doing a flip. Yeah, exactly.
Exactly. But hey, look, I'm going to ask you something.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know if you can answer
Yes.
what you can tell us, but I'm going to throw it out there. So, the first four of the Spider-Man pack, great. So, can you tell us anything as far as what's coming next, or do you have any more already planned next
Oh yeah,
week?
but I
or-
could get fired that way. Loosely, you're not allowed to talk about anything until they listen. I knew about the Sunday a couple weeks ago, and I
Okay.
was told you don't say anything until other media keep watching Disney media, and if you
Right.
see it somewhere else, then you can say something.
Gotcha.
Otherwise, you say
I would have
nothing.
given you. I would have given you $200 just to let me know that.
Oh yeah, that would have been
$600.
worth it.
$600. Like, no, I wouldn't have said anything,
It
but
wouldn't have changed anything. It would not have changed anything. You could not have acted on it any sooner.
So
No,
if I read between the lines, we're getting a Captain America.
Huh?
Well, yeah,
No,
come
Paul,
on.
I meant because I
Joke.
paid a lot of
Joke.
I paid like a lot of money for these sets. I'm not unhappy with them. I'm very happy. I just didn't know I was going to buy 5 all at the same time. Anyway, Paul, I thought you were frozen for a minute.
I have.
Hey.
Maybe you can answer this. Someone was asking. I think it was Vincent Lavallo. He says he's not going to be able to order it right away on Sunday. Is he going to miss out if he's got to wait a week? Are these pre-orders? Are they going to be up there is it going to be there for everybody to get a chance to order?
Are you kidding? What am I, your mother? What?
I'm just,
It's like it's on a website. When they run out, they'll put them all sold out. Maybe they'll just put them sold out to screw around, and then
I
put them
don't, I
back.
don't get, I don't get how your mom.
I don't know.
I don't get the mom analogy.
Oh, yeah. It just seems like it's like everybody.
Mom, what
gonna get a
retailers?
chance,
I never
and
do
we
that.
all going to be able to. I'm like, welcome to the real world. You know.
No.
Stuff goes up, you know.
Yeah, I think
They
I
sure
think
made it
if
so
I could,
everyone could get them when they wanted.
yeah, I
But-
think they're gonna sell out pretty quick in a week. I wouldn't wait.
But these can't be a pre-order. That's what.
No,
that's what you're saying,
they're
Dan?
products in hand. Is it not?
Yeah, I
Bob?
would think so. Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
But I did, but here's the flip side. Then they go, well, you said they're in hand. Why don't I have it tomorrow?
yeah,
Right.
speaking of which, Paul,
It's like-
I don't have my tracking. No.
Yeah, I'm like you expect this. I guess this is the world now. People expect tomorrow the thing that will show up at their door
Right.
because Amazon does it. You know.
Yeah.
Son of a. Hey,
I'm
by
sorry,
the way,
but
Brian.
Mego is 2 weeks, and
Yeah.
you don't like it. Too bad,
Right.
because I'm
Hey.
one guy in a garage filling orders.
And writing manifestos.
Yes,
Exactly.
Yes,
That's the
I
same
am.
job.
Yeah.
Hey, Brian. I just wanted to give you a message. Jason says hello.
Jason.
Say hello,
Jason.
Jason.
Oh,
moved.
me.
Yes.
Yeah.
Ah.
Hi, Jason. How you doing?
Jason, what's in the background? What's that brick wall back there?
Oh, that brick wall. Actually,
it looks
that
familiar.
is
It looks
the
familiar.
brick wall. Quite a while ago, we shot the vintage and prototypes for the Marvel figure. So that's the brick wall. It's on the back of the packaging.
What?
I'm sorry, and that's property of Disney now because it showed up on the packaging. So all images, likenesses. I'm sorry.
All I know is
are
it's
you talking about
cool.
actually selling that?
I may end up hanging on to this son of a gun. What a cool thing to say.
What,
this.
nobody. No, because we might need something like that unless you build another one.
Oh, geez, you know me. I got a closet full of these, Paul. We've done a
Do
lot of
you?
shoots with brick
Well,
walls.
there goes
I
the
don't
price
know.
just went down.
Oh God! The market on that just crashed.
I have no idea what you're doing.
It's not unique.
It's not one of a kind.
Okay. Listen,
Seriously,
he
Paul,
sent
You
me
had
photos
me.
that
You
looks
had
like
me.
he's in an office somewhere. The whole thing is 1/9 scale, including him.
Yeah.
I'm like, how did you even get that shot? And I worry that not everybody gets to see these.
Right.
You
What do you
know,
mean?
I mean, we send them out to, to retailers to put on listings, but I don't know how much everyone gets to see.
I am amazed how many of them have had legs, though, that I still see on, eBay, Amazon,
yeah.
Walmart.
Yep.
It is
Well,
amazing how
you
few of
should.
them have had legs.
Because that's what sells the product.
They look great, Jason. Always.
Yeah.
You're
The
working
best
top-
sales are nicely shot with good lighting and a good background, So
Yeah,
if it,
you-
as
you had
opposed to what I
me,
do is a guy up against a wall, a white wall. Yes, I'm sorry.
Plus, I
Brian.
get to say I
Oh,
got
sorry.
to work
My
for
wife
Marty
asked me what I wanted for Christmas, and I said I want a photographic smoke machine because you took these brilliant photos in that Spider-Man thing, and I could figure out how you did it, and then it was like, oh yeah, that's beautiful. Like, and I've never actually owned anything that does that, and it's they're not that easy to find actually. And, I don't want to start vaping, so I just want to say, like, I was looking through your photos and going, like, I love this, and
Yeah, I
you-
ended up finding it was like a miniature fogger. It's literally like a handheld fogger because I'd always use just the DJ versions.
Oh yeah.
And it's like, and this little tiny fogger even had a bunch of different attachments to create like a dry ice smoke effect, to create a wispy smoke
Oh,
effect.
yeah.
It's like,
Wow.
oh man, it was like this cheap thing for like $40 on Amazon. It's like, all right, let's see what this does at 1/9 scale.
Is that what you
Oh,
did?
so that was like one of those like DJ ones, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay, that's
but
what
it literally
I
it
was
was
hoping to
just
ask.
a tiny handheld one.
Okay.
Yeah. Very cool. I appreciate that. I'm glad
Listen.
we're doing this because I've been kind of on the fence as to what to get, and I was looking at those and I was like, wonder what he used.
So,
Here we are.
well, you know me. The whole ethos is do it as cheap as you can, but make it look cool.
It looks great, Jason.
Yeah, you're really good at
Yeah.
that.
God bless the Dollar Tree craft section. I'm telling you.
Mhm.
Trust me, you're the only one that sees it. The rest of us go through Dollar Tree and go, looks like crap. I mean, I go through fabric stores and Target and Walmart and clothing stores looking for patterns that are that Mego size.
Right.
Because if I have to do a leopard, a tiger stripe,
Okay.
like Tiger Man, I need it has to be a certain size
Right.
of pattern. A human scale just looks ridiculous.
Gotcha.
So you actually have to find a very intense pattern.
Yeah, if
Like
it was a
doing
human
the
scale,
dress
you'd have
for,
one stripe going down the middle, and that'd be it.
Yeah, doing the dress for the girl from Night of the Living Dead.
How did you get Spidey to stick to the wall, Jason?
Oh, I literally sewed him to the wall. Once hit one of the wrists and once at an ankle.
Really?
So I literally just sewed him right in with a needle and thread.
Wow.
So they did the Nicholas Hammond.
We did were in front of the brick wall where they were just kind of standing there.
You're
And Paul
hardcore.
mentioned that they, we're thinking packaging wise instead of just a promotional shot. So we kind of had to reorient them so that they're facing camera and, kind of creating that unnatural pose essentially just to give it that toyetic. All right, here's, a 1983 picture in the toy catalog.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Hey, Vincent Carpenter, she says, I think the real question is once these sell out, will they make more, or once they are gone, they are gone?
I don't know. Depends on the mood of Disney.
Yeah.
We talked about it because I said, I don't think you're ordering enough to cover the demand, but that's the eternal question. How much is the demand? Is it going to be, a lot more or a little more? Nobody wants to sit on unsold. This is the problem we go through with every retailer, every licensor. It's like how many is enough?
And of course, sorry to interrupt, Pot.
No,
you,
go ahead.
You do have people asking, well, and that begs the question, how many units are there?
And
How
you
many
don't tell that. I don't get to say that.
You don't get to say that.
You don't get to
That's
say
okay,
it.
yeah.
I don't get to talk about it. It's like,
I would
oh
just
yeah,
say,
let me show you the numbers. You like the wholesale price?
We know they're going to be online Sunday, 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time on the DisneyStore.com. I would just say, look,
Just see it, get your butt up in this. Start to.
There you go.
Well, look. They should be there for a while, but I don't know.
Right.
I would love nothing more than to walk in Monday and get told they sold out. They're out. Disney's going, hey, let's go more. Let's go.
Right.
Listen, you want an excited partner.
Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah. But
I think it's really funny, like this is not the Mego of the 70s, right? Where Marty was fully in control. He was shipping this stuff. Now he's kind of held back by, the Disney and the partners doing this stuff, but he doesn't, you can tell they're not doing enough in his mind.
Yes.
You know what I mean? No, and he's good at promotion. So I just find the whole thing kind of interesting because he really is biting his tongue.
Yes.
And he's not good at it.
No. but for a man at his age, he is awesome.
Mm-hmm.
You missed this, Brian. I was saying this is all due to Marty, Bruce, and Joel.
Right.
Because
sharp as a
they
razor. Still.
made that deal. Marty has. I said to Marty like a moron, in 2008. Hey, I'd like to do superheroes. Like a giant baby. And he
now I don't want to tell you how I picture like one of those
lollipop with the bottle and a diaper in his kitchen. I'm like, I want to make superheroes, and he says, I'll talk to my friends, the president of Hasbro, the president of Mattel.
Yeah.
My friend Joe and I walk out, and he looks at me and he goes, "Do you think he's serious?" And I go, "You didn't ask us for any money. You didn't ask us to sign anything. We we got nothing to lose.
Right.
And then he comes up with Mattel Retro Action. And he says, and he goes, oh, I thought I would have preferred if Hasbro came first. And I'm like, I'm very happy doing DC superheroes. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Right.
And we were talking about all along the way since we brought back Mego. It's been, how do we get Marvel? How do we get? Let's go around this way. Let's try this way. Let's try this. How about this? What about that? How about we do this? How about we do that? He has constantly been on this, and Bruce and Joel too, and just always, And I just go, okay, let me know.
Yeah.
Every time they say, hey, mock up some stuff. I got a meeting.
Right.
I brought in a Dr. Doom custom I did. Marty thought it was actually a vintage one. I was like, you never did Dr. Doom. And he goes, yes, I did. It's right here.
Yeah.
I go, no, I made that. He goes,
Yeah.
did? Oh, I didn't know. So he took it to the meeting and told them it was vintage.
Wow.
But
Wow, nobody in that room was none the wiser.
Yes, they were not.
Yeah.
Because if he said, oh, I had Migos, I remember that. This was a very special thing. This was very low production.
Right.
We only did so many of them.
Yeah.
Somebody
This is
said,
the prototype, but I'll give it to you. But
Exactly.
Well, then he says to me, oh, well, I'm going to a meeting at Walmart. Give me send me a boxed Migos. Some? I only have one.
Right.
yeah,
Can I get this back?
yeah, you won't.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we're back.
you won't. Yeah.
Did you?
Yes.
Oh.
Good.
Listen, they have been amazing through all this.
What did you? Didn't you do a move out at one point? What did you find in the house? Anything good?
Oh, that's a tale for another day. But Marty sold his house in Great Neck and moved into one of these upscale
Retirement communities.
yeah
Del Boca Vista.
you'd never call it retire. I mean,
No, I know.
it's not retirement.
Right.
No, it's just a community basically.
But it's no upkeep on a house.
Okay.
So it's a lot easier. But
Yeah.
But while we were cleaning stuff out, his grandson found the binder and left it for me and said, I don't know if this is anything, if not, just throw it out. And I looked in, I opened it up, and there was like a catalog for like a toy furniture thing, children's furniture. And I almost said, oh, screw it, this is garbage,
Right.
And I took that off and started to look through the rest and went, oh my God.
Okay.
And showed it to Brian at PowerCon.
I was going to say, I
And
heard
I've been working on it since PowerCon, and it's one of those things that's like,
wow,
I can't stop putting brush strokes on it and changing it, and it's going to be an issue 13.
Okay.
It's going to be a 4-part series. I'm going to do videos, which obviously will involve Paul and hopefully Marty and some other people who worked at Mego.
Okay.
But it's their entire 1983 plans, and
wow.
It's going. I don't want to spoil it.
Okay.
But you won't it's not going to be what you expect. But it is like he was almost planning a second age. The way Mego kind of like reinvented the action figure world in the early 70s. With the 8-inch action figure, because everything was 1/6 scale, and then it became the norm. It's very obvious that's where his brain was going with the 1980s, with a new scale.
Oh wow!
And it was going to be actually less licenses. There were licenses and some of our favorites and some surprises, but there was some really interesting concepts and ideas in there, some really neat names. And I gotta tell you, after going through this a bunch of times and the stuff he was going to do for Eagle Force, this really would have had a shot in 1983, knowing what we know now.
Right.
some of the concepts Marty had in there, or he was championing, are like, geez, that would have been a hit in the 80s. Like that would have been ahead of the curve,
Right.
Right.
and really
what's
could
crazy.
have really could have set a different picture. And you know, it's a shame, but telling this story has just been it just keeps growing and growing and growing. And in fact, one of the artists actually happily signed, one of the Amigo employees happily signed a lot of the stuff he did. And holy smoke, I sent it to him. I reached out to him last week. I sent him all the photos and the scans. And the only thing I got back was, as Billy Batson would say, "Holy moly!" And we're doing an interview this weekend, and it's going to be probably like the first half of 2025. I'm going to keep doing these Mego 1983 videos, and also releasing articles, and it's going to be mind blowing. I mean, there's going to be some stuff you're going to laugh at, but there's some. The first chapter is, of course, what they were going to do with the superheroes.
Okay.
And the answer is a lot, like a lot. And I can't wait to show you. I had some help from my pal Todd, our pal Todd, Figure Fiend, Tiny Plastic Men, in helping me actualize some of the concepts in this catalog and make them look 3D.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
You know what? That was very well told.
Dude.
I am so. And that did y'all see what I did there with that segue? Nobody even got it. It went right. That was so perfectly told, Brian.
That's really, really exciting.
Yeah.
Well, because
I've been It's I mean, this is really important to me. It has an emotional weight.
That's what
it's going to be.
When I saw it, I was
to
like,
the bone, too.
"This is the historical find."
Yeah,
that's awesome.
That we have been hoping for for years.
Wow.
Yeah, and I can't wait to share it with the world. And also the cover will be a page from this piece that's colored by Robin Adams, and that's my good friend at the Mego Museum. So that's kind of a wonderful bit of validation too. I've got Robin involved, and it's going to be a really nice collaboration, and I cannot wait to talk about this.
Yeah,
I cannot wait. Yeah.
Hey, is this the one? Is this part of that? Don't you have like a 4 bundle? And I'm not trying to push this thing, but I'm honestly interested. Don't you have like a 4 bundle subscription thing?
Yeah, if you're subscribed
with these issues,
like if you subscribed by issue 10, you'll be getting 13.
Okay.
So and I know I've got to figure out subscriptions. I don't know if you guys know this, but I'm like currently involved in a massive project in my real life where I am moving 40,000 square feet into 18,000 or 20,000 square feet.
Okay.
And it's eating my life. And but the nice thing about it is it'll actually be this will be my day gig, my side gig, and Toy Ventures as well, all in one hallway.
That's
awesome. I won't be as divided in my time. I'll be spending less time here, which is okay because I just sit here and talk to myself a lot in the mornings. But
we only do this once.
In this office. So I know. That's hindered me on Toy Ventures, and there's been some family stuff and others. But I am very, very close to being done. The only problem is I keep falling into these amazing rabbit holes of Mego information.
Wow.
And going like, oh God, and then I have to rethink the whole thing. Okay. So, but I'm not going to be like Woody Allen and not release it, or I'm gonna. Done is better than perfect, and we're looking towards the first weeks of January where I'll start really doing a big push on the magazine.
Oh, nice!
It's going to be a knockout, just an absolute knockout, full of Mego stuff. There's a huge Aquaman collection in there.
Okay,
and I'm just, you know what I mean? Like it's just one of those things where I'm still pulling my own tail, but it's getting there. It's really, really taking substance.
That's exciting. Really exciting.
It really is. And it is career validating. I know this isn't really a career, but in a way it's my career hobby.
It's an avocation.
Yeah,
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 yes, yes,
That's
yes.
the term. You have
Yeah.
your vocation, your job, and then your avocation, your
Right.
passion.
And I mean, I was really happy with finding out who the mystery astronaut was. Like, I was like, hey, that's so career
Did
validating,
they?
and
Right.
now it's like that looks this big
Do we
now in comparison.
So who was? Wait,
Can't
because
give it
for
away.
those who missed it, which is
Oh
me,
yeah,
Funny
we
you
found
should
out
know
like
more.
Mego used to make toys for other companies. Like they made diecast cars for Aviva, and they did all this stuff. So the mystery astronaut was part of a toy by Shopper called Sky Guy, and it was a parachuting toy. And it comes with, he's supposed to come with like all this different equipment. And the best because there's only about 2 box Sky Guys by my estimation, because 2 people have contacted me about it. I think that it flopped, and they just closed out the figures because the figures were available at a place called Big Reds, I think. Like just closeout stuff for $1 in baggies, because somebody I know bought one in a baggie and it still had the price tag.
Wow.
So it was an 8-inch, figure.
There was a
just
Bruce
like
Wayne with
regular
blue
Mego?
eyes,
Yep.
and it's yeah.
Right. But I'm
Oh
saying,
yeah, no,
like,
it was just, but it was a for hire job. I don't know if Mego did all the work on the figure, but the figure itself is absolutely, Mego. The Shopper bought that from Mego.
Okay.
Yeah.
So there's probably got to be a handful of kids that actually that had that figure with Mego figures that's not in these forums and stuff like that, or groups that are probably to this day, like when if they're reminiscing with old friends and they're talking about toys or whatever, like, well, I had this one figure,
Yeah.
but it wasn't from that company.
Yeah.
Like, now
Hey, but
you're
that's
crazy.
why. Yeah.
You
I
know?
think we would have found it by now.
That's cool.
But
I'm really
so-
excited for that, Brian. I
Yeah,
can't wait.
it's a really happy time right now for me,
Cool.
creatively, anyways. Although, in the same way, you just want to get it so right.
Right.
This is a good one. I like this question for Troy. Any thoughts of doing anything on the new Gunverse?
Trust me, we have a good relationship with Warner Brothers. They included all the other movies in our license. It's really just a question of going back and saying, okay, can we get this added in?
Mm-hmm.
Now, before yesterday, nobody wanted a crypto action figure.
I
Now he is going to be in every version, every toy company that has DC license will have a crypto.
He's
Yep.
It's a cute looking
Listen,
dog, Paul.
you know,
That's a cute dog.
I love crypto. They did the Super Pets movie in 2022.
Yeah.
And there wasn't a lot of interest, in merchandise. So, crypto's not a problem. It's just a matter of going, okay, add the Gunverse, the gun movies into our license.
Okay.
I did prototypes for every one of the 2003 movies, and unlike McFarlane, we didn't have to commit to production.
Mm-hmm.
So we watched to see, since we were behind the initial curve, we're not really that kind of toy company. We watched to see how they did at box office, and they all did not do well. So instead of rushing into production with Black Adam, we just have a very cool prototype.
It was a cool figure.
And
but I got you.
Production, but we had just done Black Adam.
Right.
Yeah.
So
Also, if I go to my Toys R Us right now, I can find Black Adam.
Yeah.
You could go to Toys R Us.
We can't go to Toys R Us.
Canadian.
Brian.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Rub it in, Brian.
I'm really sorry.
But Aquaman had him ready. Had Blue Beetle ready. Had the Pattinson Batman, and we were like, I don't know, is it? We may go back with the Penguin.
Well, Patterson
Well, it's
Batman
part of the
actually is
series.
getting a sequel, so it was financially
is.
successful.
It
And I
is.
Looks like
actually,
Penguin's going to get a second series.
It is.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, I haven't seen the end of that yet.
Yeah.
so
It's
no
great.
So-
man. You should check
It is great.
Yeah.
I haven't either.
I think I'm
haven't either,
3
man.
in. They're
I'm-
really
I'm about-
heavy.
Yes.
They're heavy lifting. So
It's
Oh, yeah.
Sopranos like.
Yep.
It is.
yeah, and
It
it's
is.
like at an end of a day where you've made
got some-
1,000
got some-
decisions, it's like, yeah, I want to watch Superstore again. You know.
Yeah.
See, one of my hobbies is organized crime.
What?
Yeah.
So
yeah.
there's
It's
a
actually my
certain-
career.
I like to call it disorganized crime.
I'm more into the.
I mean, legitimate business. Oh crap!
I'm into the unorganized crime. Unorganized crimes when you accidentally steal something or shoot somebody. That's you didn't plan
Anyway,
it.
that's
All right, look,
better
everybody.
than
I have
that.
to drop. I had a hard stop at 9:30.
yeah, sure.
But hey, I want to wish everybody happy holidays, Merry Christmas to everybody out there. Paul, kudos, brother. They look great. Great job.
Thanks,
So,
Frank.
Yep.
Talk
I'll
soon.
Yeah, we'll talk soon. I'll see you guys. Thanks, everybody.
Hey Frank.
Guys,
Look at
Brian,
Christmas. Oh, I'll
yep.
talk to you.
All right, man.
Merry Christmas,
Merry
everybody.
Christmas.
Bye.
Merry Christmas.
Well, thank God he's gone.
And then there were 5.
Now we can talk about
Yeah, God
That
bless.
guy.
What a down.
that guy.
I'll tell you what.
Brian, I'm sorry.
His
I
real
didn't
name
send you
is.
anything for the newsletter.
That's fine. I put this in, and I also
Oh, there you go.
I put the only
He just-
thing
he-
in the
we made
newsletter
something up.
that needed to be said, which is like Sunday at 11 a.m.
Yeah, I
That's
think
all
the word-
anyone cares about. Like, well, not every. Like some people do actually really read the newsletter nicely, but some people are just clicking for information because the one thing I've noticed about the newsletter is like Facebook's so chaotic, Instagram's awful. Like you're looking at something and it just goes away, and you do need like a bulletin board just with a little piece of paper on it.
Yeah, we
Try
could
to get
tag
as many
something.
people to look at it, and so like that's where the newsletter comes in. It's just sort of spreading in the most correct information we have at the time.
Oh.
And it helps, but you still, I find social media, the algorithm really does kind of just, it's hard to stay focused. It's hard to find the information you need.
Yes, that's why we all go down rabbit holes.
That's right. That's right.
Well, you
Yeah.
said it.
Yeah.
Well, actually, that's the one thing
Jason.
this month has been good for is I've been so busy I haven't been on social media much, and it's like I've been listening to a lot of records. It's kind of a great month, Yeah.
Wow.
Sorry, you were going to ask Jason a question.
I was just gonna, Jason, you've been your usual chatty cat
Why not?
yourself, and I thought maybe you want to say hello
Well, I
to
figured
everybody
people
out
would
there.
want to hear from
And,
Paul. He's the one filled with all these amazing
Oh,
stories.
yeah, I'm the
about
belle of the
getting
ball.
Marvel set out the way they did. You're a hero, Paul.
Really? Okay, I'll take it.
You're a hero until they sell out, then you're a monk.
then I'm a war criminal.
Yeah, they just run.
Nah. No, I mean, Jason is a huge asset that we never really get to show off enough. I said when we did, I sent Brian all the Spider-Man pictures you shot when we were able to finally talk about it because I wanted everyone to see all the pictures you did,
Yeah, they're so
not
fun.
just the one Disney picked for the back of the package. Because it's awesome work.
Well, it was all in service
It
of
is.
getting these things out there, though.
Yeah,
putting
but
the
you
best
you
light
always go above and beyond. You always turn it around, no matter what craziness. I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, Jason can take those pictures. Okay, we need them. We need it back by Monday. It's Friday. It's
Yeah.
like, well, so I'm like, yeah, just because you're freelance doesn't mean you have to work all weekend.
But you know what? It's fun though. How else could I ever say
appreciate
that I've gotten to work with Marty Abrams? I mean, that's a pretty big fellow.
Not
I
you,
mean,
Paul.
Jason,
Just
I don't know if you can
I
see
agree
it.
with
about
I
thinking
agree
about
with him
Paul.
1,000%.
Yeah.
Listen, I during COVID, we were working in Marty's basement. And, he said to me, "Oh, why don't you go up to the refrigerator and get something for lunch?" And I went, "Oh my God, I'm in Marty Abrams' refrigerator." I'm like, I could take a picture of this and post it, and guys would be like, "He likes root beer too. I like root beer."
Oh no, he puts ketchup in there too, the wrong way. I hate that. My family
no.
does that, and I just keep like it's the no, that ketchup goes in the cupboard.
Really?
Yeah.
Where do you keep?
What?
See,
What are you talking about?
we keep ketchup in the refrigerator too. So I didn't see it as anything crazy.
Wait, let me hold on.
That was a
Don't
massive
use
COVID
ketchup at
fight
Brian's house.
in this household. I did not have it. Sorry. But Jason, I really, if
Wow.
we're still talking Mego meat and we're having some issues, but I still really want to hook you up with a seminar at that, because I think a lot of people would love to talk to you about action figure photography. I mean, it's a growing thing, and
Yeah, I've
Oh,
noticed.
absolutely.
I mean,
Good
a
action
lot
figure
of people are
photography.
doing it and doing it well too.
yeah, but I mean,
Mine is
you
good.
you have an eye, and I've obviously, especially when I was doing the Tura Satana, was like I picked your brain heavily, and you were very, very gracious with me on that, on your sharing your knowledge.
Well,
And
I'm going to tell you, one of the biggest honors I've ever had in my life, and we all know I'm an old fart too. It was when it was a picture of one of Mego's new round of monsters before they did Universal, and you would put it in the Toy Venture magazine.
oh yeah,
It's like, oh my God, my pictures!
yeah.
Dude, I cannot tell you how much that meant to me.
This
To
is
me,
one of the
that
best
was like,
pictures I published in that magazine. Yeah, I think I've used a bunch of your stuff actually.
but I've always appreciated your support, man. You've
Oh,
been
yeah.
a big booster,
Same to
Rooster.
you,
I
man.
love it.
Guys are asking about getting the world's greatest superheroes on cards. I bet you.
So I made that go way too quick. I'm
there's something I
sorry.
want to tell you.
Yeah.
A couple days ago, maybe a week, Disney said to me, "Hey, do you have any ideas for more things we could be doing?" And I was like, "Oh, okay." And
You said candle shoe.
I sent I took a couple days and sent them a PowerPoint with packaging variations, different characters that we could do, and for visuals, I picked through Custom Mego and the 1978 book
Oh
that
wow.
you very nicely put into a PDF, so I could actually capture images, and included a couple Star Wars pages,
Ah.
just in case just in case you're
Just
interested.
in case.
So I sent that off. So one of the things I, of course, put in there was the Green Goblin on the card that sold for $78,000. So that's like, oh, folks, if you'd like to do cards like Mego did, every figure that we've done for Disney has a item number and UPC code. I said, so we could always put these separately if you like. I want to give them option. Here's 2 packs. Here's different things we can do.
Fist fighting.
It's really a matter of how pleasant their experience has been with this,
Yeah.
and if they want to keep it going.
So that's wonderful to hear, actually.
And I can say that without giving away any details.
No, that sounds
But,
like.
but
I'm
now
glad,
you're
I'm glad to hear that the
Did it-
museum's collaborative effort, like the 78, which I didn't contribute a single thing to except printing it, is being used to make those things happen.
Yes.
Over and over.
yes,
and over
it is a
again.
huge resource
Yeah, and
that I can pull from and say, hey, you want to see what custom Dr. Doom would look like? Well, here's the one I made.
Mhm.
But here's all these other characters that other people have done that I can fill in instead of taking images of the character from the comic.
Right.
I can show them what an actual Mego would look like.
That's
Now,
a really good idea.
I mean, everybody, now would be inundated with everybody's galleries of camera rolls of, oh, here's everything I ever done,
Yeah. Yeah.
But
I've
it's
actually already
very
sent that to you just now.
somebody, who was it? Frank sent me, Frank blew up my phone when I'm in the bathroom one day, and I'm like, at the office, I'm like, Frank, come on.
Well, I'm gonna send you a Man Called Sloan 2-pack. I don't know who owns that, but Disney might be interested.
And after the Atlas thing, I got an email from the editor at Archie going, oh, hey, you're interested in defunct superhero lines?
Yes, you are.
And I'm like, I prototyped Archie, Betty, Veronica, and Jughead
You gotta get the shield.
back in 2014.
Oh,
What? I did it in Toys.
Yes, you did. I have the pictures of
you?
those. So what happened?
Well,
What happened?
I sent it to him, and he went. I said,
Yeah.
and your boss was waiting for Mattel to call. Actually, MC Toys went to Archie and said, we would like to license this and make Archie Megos and revitalize your fan club and, actually get Archie, which is young people, And the publisher was like, nah, I'm waiting for Mattel to write me a big check. And we're like, well, good luck.
I want an 8-inch Pure Heart and Captain Hero and
Really?
Evil Heart. Yes, I absolutely do.
Yeah.
And I'm not alone. I'm not alone.
Right, call Brian Leitner.
No. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
I want it official. I want it in a box.
That's right. I want it to be made by someone in another country other than the United States.
Yeah.
So with Daredevil coming back, Charlie Cox, who else is Venom movie? Well, that's
why aren't we talking about
already
Craven?
done.
Nobody's talking about
Craven. I heard
Nobody's
Craven
talking
was
about
going
Craven.
back.
Craven's not
Yeah,
talking
I
about
think
Craven.
that's a. Yeah, I don't. Yeah, I think he went straight to.
Well, you know what?
Well,
like,
Fantastic Four's got a
who
movie.
was the guy? Well, I know there is that guy, but even that guy knows I'm unique. The Craven, the number one Craven fan. Is like I'm a huge fan of Mysterio. I was shocked when they used him.
Yeah, they kind of just used him in
No,
name
I
only.
actually
don't know,
thought that
wasn't
was
really
a
my
good
Mysterio.
modern
I don't
retelling
know.
of the idea. But I mean, I wouldn't have gone to see a Mysterio movie. What would the point be?
Yeah, doesn't he kind of didn't the 67 Mysterio kind of like a scientist, mad scientist
67,
voice
and
or
this
something?
I only know this because I'm Canadian. 67, Mysterio was voiced by Christopher Wiggins, I believe he was Scottish actor who lived in Canada. I waited in line in the rain to get his autograph, and he didn't show once. But he was also famous for the Friday the 13th television series. But he did the voice of Mysterio, and he did the voice of a couple other characters. I think there's a hunter. It's not Craven, but there's a hunter that hunts Spider-Man.
Oh, yes. He was like Australian.
Yeah, that was
He's
Christopher
Australian,
Wiggins.
and he's got the whole
Oh,
outback,
that
look.
was Christopher Wiggins, and he was really, he was on Canadian programming that I hope you never saw. Just like we had some television series that I don't know if they got syndicated anywhere else but in Canada, and they were a little dreary. Like there was a Swiss Family Robinson show, and he was the dad on that, and it was the most. If I recall, that show would always play on Saturday mornings, and it was the most obvious like desert island set this side of Gilligan's Island. Like it was just so obvious they were in a warehouse somewhere in Montreal,
Like when you talk about like Land of the Lost.
Yeah, but
reality
they were trying, like Land of the
sets.
Lost is silly. Like it was filmed on VHS and it was for children. This was like filmed, but it just still had that like janky, it just the unrealistic sets and I don't really remember much about the show. I think a lot of doomed Canadian projects got shoved on Saturday mornings because it helps some sort of Canadian content rules. So you'd be watching old sitcoms on Saturday morning at 6 a.m. And it's just like, why is this on?
That's so funny.
So you get to know, kind of like as a kid, I got to know, like, hey, that guy's voice sounds like the DJ on my mom's radio station. Like the guy who does the voice of the Scorpion on the 67 Spider-Man was Carl Banas. He was the Nightman on CKFM as a kid. It's just stuff like that where you're like, and of course, like Paul Souls and the Rudolph cast is all the Spider-Man cast is in the Rudolph cast as well.
Same studio, different day.
Well, it's all CBC radio actors,
Right.
and I think they work cheap, and I don't think they got any residuals.
Yeah, that's
So-
the magic formula, isn't it?
Yeah, and so they're in everything, and they're the Marvel superheroes from the '60s, and I'd
Except
love
George Vernon.
John Vernon. No, John Vernon
Wow.
is
Was
Canadian.
Is
He was a CBC actor at that time.
Is that how we got to be Iron Man and Namor?
Yeah, John Vernon. John Vernon was the original. Canada had a show called, and Frank would have liked this. It was called Wojak, and it was about a coroner, and it was definitely, it was actually a good hard hitting drama, and of course they turned it into Quincy in the United States.
Right.
But Wojak was
Wow.
Wojak was a really really good show, and yeah, John Vernon. So he was. Before he moved to the States and did, Animal House and exploitation movies,
Went big time.
he was part of CBC's roster of guys, and that's why he was doing Thor and Subnamer. Or was he Thor? No,
He was Iron Man.
He was Iron Man. But
Iron Man
John
and
John
Submariner.
Crawley, who does Thor, is like another Olan Sewell
Yeah,
situation where, because
I
I'm
didn't know all
insane.
this.
he's into it.
Olan Sewell, of course, was the guy who was a Batman on
Batman
Super Friends, and
on
he
Super
weighed like
Friends.
90 pounds and was the pharmacist on Andy Griffith. Jack Crowley was a very old, bald man doing Thor's voice. And because I grew up watching Jack Crowley on stupid shows, I can't watch those cartoons.
Really?
That's so.
Well, yeah,
funny.
because it's like, just somehow people break the character for you, like they pull you out of things. These are the things
Like Mark Hamill with Joe. I can't do Mark Hamill because I know it's Mark Hamill.
Oh, I love his
I
joke.
just can't.
I
He's
love his
a
Joker
Joker,
because
right?
it's perfectly
But
over
it's
the
just,
top.
but I
Mm.
but
Oh,
I just see Mark
yeah.
Hamill. Instead, it's
Mark Hamill in that
yeah.
Viking show was I don't know if you guys watched that. It was
What
like,
Viking show?
he did
mean
some
Vikings?
Viking drama. Vikings, I don't know, but I watched about half an hour of that, and I was like, this is not Mark Hamill's best moments. And he's had good moments, but, really over the top. Anyway, I got to bounce, guys.
Yes, we all do.
Yeah.
I was just gonna say, it is almost 10 o'clock, and we've kept a good number the whole time. We really
you
have.
mean there are other
Every this is a
People are
Christmas
watching?
thing.
Damn it!
Yeah, they're actually.
This-
Well, there's 6, and that's us 5 and Kevin's wife Marlene.
Oh, bless
No,
her heart.
I'm just kidding. Hey,
She conked out about an hour ago.
Yeah,
Oh, damn.
so
all right.
All right.
I got to say, this was a celebration of, I just wanted to kind of get Paul in here on the holidays. I think this set came out at the perfect time. It's right before Christmas. I hadn't talked to Brian for a while, and I'm glad you said about the Toy Venture stuff because it's
I'm
great.
glad I
It's
got
really
time to talk
important.
about it.
Jason, of course. Oh yeah, man, you did it perfect. Jason came out of the woodwork finally, and we're going to be seeing more of him.
Again.
Thank God he's found a new Star Trek uniform place, and this is why we're going to see more of him. Paul, can't
Me
wait for
too.
the next one. I mean, this is
I have to tell
Yeah.
you, I'm the happiest boy in the world driving to work every day.
well, you earned it. You earned every bit of it.
No, I'm.
So this is definitely something to celebrate. It's worth every penny. I hope they crash the website. I hope everything crashes and they have to keep going. I hope Disney's
I have
like,
a feeling
what?
Disney
Okay.
is not unused to ravenous fans,
Right,
and
exactly.
and
But
sellouts.
it makes their day.
Yeah.
Well, they do.
I
an
mean,
awful
their
lot of
pins
product.
are
Right.
insanely collected.
Yes. Yes.
So I just don't.
And they got
Not
Star
to-
Wars fans.
Oh yeah, not to downgrade Mego or Marvel. It's massive.
No, it's a very nichey thing, and
Yeah.
if we can do well, and they, because everybody likes it when something does better than they expect.
Exactly.
You
Yeah,
know,
yeah.
we just go, oh hey,
Oh, yeah.
look at that. Who knew?
When Marty told me on the phone, like, we gotta make this go crazy, it was like, yeah, I don't think that's gonna be a problem. Like, I just don't.
Right.
Fine,
Yep,
dude.
good call.
Yeah, I can make it all happen because I'm not. It's just gonna be super easy. This is prime grade. This is what everybody wants.
So listen,
Yeah.
if anybody that goes, oh no, I don't think so. I'm like, well then forget it. I'm like, don't.
If this doesn't please you, nothing will.
Hard
Yeah,
pass.
if this is a hard pass for you, then okay, well then you're not really in this.
Yeah.
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 The reality is not.
No,
I'm not that- I'm not
exactly
that-
what I
that-
wanted.
Hey,
well,
Rick-
we don't
Rick-
get, we don't always get what we want. That's grown-up world.
And
Oh,
by the way,
no
the coin
talking
did
about
not get
the
any
coin.
love
What is this?
tonight.
Why
Listen,
am I leaning into it?
But this
that coin is a replica of the 1973 Spider-Man coin that was advertised in the comics. That's it. I keep forgetting to talk about this. Like Andy Cavill resculpted that coin from the original.
yeah.
I got him the original. I sent it to him, and he
it
sat
is-
there working at it.
Look at all these guys with their sets.
Yeah, look at that. Yeah,
I've never had an original, but
you
if it
can
looked
look
like,
it up.
I mean, if it was,
you can
I mean,
look
this,
it up
this
on
feels
the
like real
internet.
money.
You can Google Spider-Man coin.
But I'm saying, hold it. This feels like real money.
It's the same coin.
I could have heard
that
another
we
kid
used
with this.
for those Happy New Year 2-packs and
I know.
for Two-Face. So
Yeah.
it was really cool.
So now, and if you keep going, hopefully we'll have enough of these where we can go out and buy something. Because different ones now,
Why
because
would
it
you-
make
yeah,
these things
exactly.
Why
cool.
would you
Collectible by
spend
itself.
them?
It
Yeah.
becomes a second thing.
I didn't mean to buy. So
Well, no,
I was
I know.
being
One
I
of
was,
the
as
ideas
collectibles,
early
you
on
know.
was, well, what if they collect enough coins and then send them in? And
Yeah.
I'm like, nobody will want to part with them.
Why would
But then they
anybody?
wouldn't
have
any more
What are
coins.
you going to do with them?
How are you
all?
going to do with all those
Yeah.
coins?
Well, the idea
Yeah.
was we'll just keep using them and not make
Yeah.
new ones. And I'm like, I think you want to give them something collectible. The problem is the coin actually becomes a separate category.
Exactly, something
If
cool.
you try to do it as a collectible, it's
Oh.
one thing to put it in the package as
Well,
an add-on.
these are no,
Right.
'cause
But if you say, let's,
this is like Captain Action, the rings, the little
Yes.
mood rings that came with the figures. That's
it is.
I think it's great,
Yes.
and it's heavy.
All right.
All right.
Well,
All right, guys.
Merry Christmas, everybody.
Appreciate everybody's
Yeah.
time. This is the
Have
holidays.
a good night.
Jason, you want to say something? Let's go around the room real quick.
Y'all
Jason, you want
have
to say
yourselves
something
a
real quick?
fantastic holiday. Thanks for tuning in tonight, and make mine Mego.
Thank you.
What Jason said.
Absolutely.
There you go, Kevin.
Happy Hanukkah, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. We are grateful for all this stuff coming out now. Keep it coming.
Brian, Paul, you want to close
I'll
it
give
out?
it to Paul. I just
Okay.
want to say thanks, everybody.
I am so happy
Hey.
that we could do this, that it's out there, that everyone that Sunday will be able to order. It won't be here for Christmas, but you're big people. You can handle a little wait.
No,
I
I can't.
Well, be glad the Canadian Post Office settled.
Oh, I am. Actually, I felt so sorry. All those
Yeah.
stories of passports and stuff. I didn't have anything in the mail other than ninjas. So. Yeah.
Wow.
All right.
Well, there's no exit. There's no intro.
All right,
It's just
bye.
see ya.